coming back. Welcome to Montana. I finally made it. I had a few dramas. Pretty fortunate how it all panned out. I had one of the fuel lines break on the way up here, and it happened. I can't even say how lucky I was. I was 30 minutes from my buddy's place in Kansas, and he happened to have a 12 valve in a school bus. And I pulled the line from there and put it on this truck, but we'll explain it and see how bad it really was. It wasn't great. I ended up losing 3/4 of a tank of diesel. So right now, with the price of diesel, it was probably an expensive learning lesson, but it was hard to, I could kind of smell something and the fuel pressure started going down, but it was raining. I was on 65 miles an hour. I couldn't really tell that it had gone bad until I stopped and pulled over, and then just diesel gushing everywhere. But let's go and have a look, see what happened. All right, so there's the line that runs from the filter down to the pump, that one there, and I've got my little glow shift on, my little snubber. Anyway, it snapped right there, right just at the top where it's like braised together, and it was not ideal. It was still making pressure, so it was still running, and I didn't realize. And I stopped to check, and the diesel all over everything, just cleaned everything up, got rid of all the oil leaks and all that sort of stuff. It just looked like a mint again. So I was fortunate. I had some hose clamps and some hose, and what I did was I just pushed a 3/8 hose over the end and the pipe, and that worked for about 2 minutes, and then it just rubbed through from the vibrating. I did have a metal cutter, like the hose cutter, the ones that spin around. Woo. So I ended up cutting it back here, like just before there on that straight put, and then just put the 3/8 hose from there all the way up, and that got me, the last 30 minutes. But this is the updated, and I assume it's to help with the vibrations. It's got the little, flexible piece in the middle. So I'm unsure whether I should just put that on and keep the other one as a spare, but either way I've got it now, so that'll be pretty good. A couple of things I've done. Put the EGT in. It's got oil leak, pretty crazy oil leak from the vacuum pump, so I've got a new Cummins vacuum pump gasket set, so we're going to do that. I've got some delivery valves coming, we're going to do that, and some injector nozzles, so we're going to do some injector stuff too. Probably going to do clutch and some head studs and turbo. I've got another turbo. It's a Borg Warner, I think it's S300. I got it from a buddy, but it takes a HX40 downpipe, so I'm gonna have to order one of those. Got a sweet exhaust T3 flange. Someone did that. I didn't do that. That's someone else's engineering. But it needs a gasket there. When I put the new turbo, I'll put a new gasket. But as you can see, it's sooty, blowing a bit of smoke out of there, so that's exciting. Made some pretty interesting charge pipes before I left. A bit of a hurry. Thank you 6-liter Power Stroke for some charge pipes. And then, as you saw before, this is all 3rd gen cooler. Put some thermo fans for the AC, so the AC works pretty good. It's not, I had to jump it because the system is not terribly happy for some reason. I don't know. Overflow washer bottle hidden down there, but let's get to making it better. So truck is still covered. I'll be honest, I haven't washed it yet. I've been kind of busy. Family life, but I do need to give it a wash and give it a buff. I mean, it was like a farm truck. I mean, the paint's, it's not bad. I think a lot of the scratches and stuff will come out. It's not gonna be perfect. Really like another bed. There's some sort of hobo damage repair going on there. I don't know, but I mean, I guess, you know, I could fix it, but the beds are so cheap. Find one in the same color and it'll be all good. But I mean, I put the wheels on. I like the wheels. Wheels are pretty neat. Put a little front valance on it. Obviously the headlights, because they were garbage. And I think about putting the tow mirrors. Leave a comment, what do you think? Go, you know, a set of tow mirrors. That'd be pretty sweet. These are electric mirrors, so I'd want, you know, electric heat and whatever. You know, the ones from overseas, we will not mention where they come from, but I think you'll know. Let me know if you've had any luck with them. I haven't really used any of the electric ones. I've used some of the stationary ones that you know, you just move with your hands, but I haven't had any use for the electric ones yet. So yeah, leave a comment if you've had any luck with them. I put this little sticker on for my daughters. I got 2 little girls. They love unicorns, and I'm like, unicorn having a deuce, it's probably the best one you can have as a dad, I guess. And this is a fun sticker I like to put on all my trucks. You know, life's not worth living, don't touch my shit, basically. So that's go-to on all my trucks. But yeah, let's have a poke around. I bought this the other day, a few days ago, but never had 24 valves, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I've had plenty of 12 valves. This one is a one owner Montana truck. You know, got some goodies, kind of. Cold air intake. I put exhaust on it, 5-inch, just because I got it almost for free. It's got the little edge, little 3-position switchy thing, whatever. New VP44. Got the sweet catch can leaking going on. Doesn't have any real blow by. It does have a butt ton of miles, but you know, Cummins life still runs good. So it does have a crazy work bed on it. Not a huge fan. Gonna take it off. Gonna find a regular bed. Doubt I'm gonna find a regular bed in this green, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how we go. So I already got the pump, and there's the exhaust. It wasn't long enough, so I just did the little axle dump. But exhaust is a crazy price right now. I don't even understand what the heck's going on. Everything's just going up. So a little bit of rust there. The cab itself is rust free. Just the door, both doors got rust on the doors. But MV56, which is, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge automatic fan in the Cummins life. You know, I know you spend some money, you can get them to handle 5 more horsepower or something, but not for me. I like the extra man pedal. There's the diff, front diff, pulley outy thingy. Engage it. I put that on, and let's see how many miles it's got on it. It's quite a few, but it's not. There's probably plenty more. There we go. What do you think? 392. I said one owner, well kept, synthetic oil. We'll start up and you can have a look. Driver's seat. Gonna redo that because yeah, I can't sit in there. It slopes to one side. But back seat for the little kiddies. So my plan is to, you know, make this into like a overlanding / four-wheel drive. it's a pretty good runner. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, you know, 4-wheel drive, NV56, ticks all the boxes. Got new Cooper tires. I give 4,000 for it. I think it's a pretty good deal. Let me know if you think I got shafted or not. But as you can see, it runs really good. No blow by. Interiors, I mean, you know, for the miles, interior is pretty fair. Just the driver's seat is, you know, a bit whatever. I got new foam, got the new seat cover. So that's a job we're going to tackle probably in the next video. So yeah, I like it. I think it'll be good. As I said, I've had plenty of 12 valves, and I did think about P-pumping it. But I mean, if I have VP44 problems, it may well be a P-pump swap yet. Let me know if anybody's done it. You guys done P-pump swaps on your 24 valves, whether you had good luck or not. The other thing I was thinking was the Quadzilla. You guys had any luck with the Quadzilla? It's worth the investment. I mean, this has got that edge. I think it's like when I was looking through the specs or whatnot, give you like an extra 65 horsepower on the top setting. And I mean, you can notice it's got a bit more power, but with this giant work bed, it's a fiberglass work bed, so I mean, it doesn't rust, but it weighs a heap. You know, it's not a quick truck for sure, but so hopefully we get rid of that and just put a regular bed on it, maybe some Stancy Pants wheels or something a bit cool. But as far as this one, I'm not going to go crazy, just some reliability mods and maybe a few horsepower mods, but mostly I think I'll try and deck it out, as I said, to be like a getaway truck, or you know, maybe rooftop tent and whatnot. So we'll see how we go with this one, but the blue one, we've got a lot more stuff to do to it, so let's see. So this is for the blue truck. I've got the synchro, the trans rebuild for the NV45, so I have to do that. And I got a clutch kit. It's not, you know, it's not a crazy clutch kit. It's a budget conscious clutch kit, but the truck weighs nothing, so I think it should be alright. And what else have I got? Yeah, I've got these meant to be 5x14 nozzles, so we'll put those in. So I did put the delivery valves in. I already did that, and I have to do something about this. Nothing quite like sucking in hot air straight from your manifold, so we have to figure something out. I mean, it's not ideal. I had to turn the elbow up because it was, you see down there, hitting. It was going to rub right there and obviously interfere with this anyway, so I clocked it up here and then made this fantastic charge pipe. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't leak, so in my very limited time I got it done. I've had a couple of questions regarding fitment in this chassis. So the biggest issue is the engine is physically will fit in the right spot, like the engine mounts for the V6, it'll sit in it, but the problem is that the oil pan sits on the steering rack. So what I did was I just raised it up. So this is the original engine mounts from the 12 valve, the donor truck. I just cut them and raised the engine up where I wanted it, and just hot glued it there in the desired position on both sides. And I'll show you the biggest issue with the oil pan. As you can see, it's a pretty close fit. I just wanted to make sure there was enough room, so there was plenty of clearance when the engine's shaking around. Actually, while it's idling, it really shakes the whole truck. You get that, you know, like a Cam V8 feeling when the whole truck's shaking. So this swap, you could easily make it as complicated as you want or as easy as you wanted, especially if you had a donor truck. With these 1500s, they got this little cross brace that joins the chassis. Obviously it wasn't going to work around the oil pan, so I made this little drop bracket out of some angle. So that was the first modification, I guess. I haven't had any problems with it yet. So obviously the next spot you need to, you know, make work would be a trans mount. So that's just the original trans mount from the donor truck, the you know, 12 valve. It was just cut off and then, you know, trimmed to fit. Just kept the bits that we wanted and then just glued it across the bottom and the top and everywhere else. Obviously I took the whole thing off and welded it, so obviously the overhang's not very far, so it's, you know, strength is not terribly compromised. But made myself a little fuel filter in case I want to run some black diesel. It's a 30 micron. It's a Chevy small block oil filter. So the reason I bought it, they're like $3 each. Amazon or whatnot, different brands, Mobil 1 or whatever you desire. It's just a cheap, easy spin-on filter. It's a lot easier to get to than the one on the engine, and a lot cheaper to change, so you can change half a dozen of those and feel pretty happy about it. So as I said, you know, kind of final note, this swap can be as hard or as easy as you want it to be. Obviously the advantage of the 12 valves, you don't really need anything crazy to make it run or stop or whatnot. It could be, you know, there's hardly any electrics anyway. So the wiring side of it, in this particular year, the speedo will work because it's actually run off your rear diff, so you don't need to, you know, calibrate that. So at the very least, if you kept your computer, you would still have fuel gauge, voltage, and speed. So you could run down the road and you know, be pretty happy and not worry about speeding or any of that sort of stuff. All that sort of stuff still works. But as far as the fitment, it doesn't fit like a, you know, 3/4 or 1 ton, you know, 12 valve swap in a 3rd gen. There's some things to take into consideration, the cross member and whatnot. So everything has to be raised up. I mean, you could make your brackets or whatever, but I mean, it's a $1,500. Well, I paid $800 for the truck, so it's an $800 truck. I'm not concerned if I, you know, weld on some bits here and there. I mean, it's around $1,500. There's like a billion of them out there. So even if you mess one up, you pick up another one for basically chump change. But it's definitely a cool truck, and I've enjoyed it. I'm not sure if you have a look at my other videos. I've got a shorty, a 1-ton shorty F350, a Ford with a 6-liter with a stick, and I do enjoy driving this much better. The 1500 drive quality in the steering with the rack and everything is just way smoother. The other thing I did do, which I'm not sure if everybody caught, I put the donor truck, the coil springs out of it, so the 1-ton springs. For some reason they were slightly shorter, so I did have to put spacers to kind of bring the front back up. I put 3-inch spacers to bring the front up, give it, you know, kind of a more level look. So that's another thing to consider. But as far as, you know, doing a swap, it's really not a bad swap. I mean, the biggest issue is Cummins engines, you know, they're kind of getting up in price. I mean, you can find a good deal. Like, I found quite a few deals. I mean, in Texas, you can find a lot of deals. I found, you know, quite a few trucks for $2,500. I mean, if you want automatic trucks, then it's obviously a little bit easier. There's not as much love for the automatics, but I like the manual trans MV45s. You know, they're pretty good. I've had, you know, quite a few MV45s. This one, the reason I had to buy a Synchro kit, 3rd gear, you can change up like real slow if you, like, you know, wait forever and it'll just fall in, but you cannot get it to downshift in a 3rd gear. It just grind for days. But all the other gears are fine, but I just got to pull apart and do 3rd gear, because like 3rd gear with this gear ratio in town, you always want to downshift, and I can't. You can just like roll up to a stoplight in the 2nd gear. I don't even know what ratio it's got in it, but second gear is really too low. You put in second gear, it's running a little chirp. So anyway, next video we're going to do some mods. I've got to do the seat on that other truck. You saw that truck, and as I said, I've got the turbo, a few other mods to do on this, and the transmission. I'm not sure when I'm going to start transmission. Still driving this. I mean, I can park it and take a week or so to do it. It's not a big deal, but anyway, if you're mildly entertained, leave me a thumbs up and a comment. As I said, if you have anything interesting to add on or any more questions about it, just leave a comment. Thanks for watching.